Happy monsoon bachcho. How are you? I know you are healthy and happy. So we are learning Science Chapter 3 Reproduction in Animals. So last week we have done part 1. In part 1 we have learned about what is reproduction. So what is reproduction? The process by which a living being produces young ones of its own kind is called reproduction. And animals reproduced by giving birth and laying eggs. So we have learned about the definition of reproduction, or how animals reproduced by two types: giving birth through young ones and laying eggs. We have also learned about mammals. So what is called mammals? That animals which give birth to young ones directly are called mammals. जो animals directly अपने जैसे animals को birth देते हैं, that is called mammal. And mammals are warm-blooded animals. We have also learned about animals that lay eggs. So, what is called embryo? That baby develop inside is called embryo. And we have also learned the structure of egg, the three parts of egg: eggshell, yolk, and albumen. The white thick liquid which has a yellow part in center, the white part is called albumen and the yellow part is called the yolk, and the outer layer of the egg, that is called egg cell. And we have also learned about the animals lay eggs. So first, birds. We have learned about birds, how birds reproduce. Now, in this session, we have learned about fish, reptiles, amphibians, insects. So let's start our study. So animals that lay eggs. Fish. Fish, how they lay eggs. So a fish lay eggs in water. Out of thousands of eggs, only few develop into tiny baby fish, because most of eggs eaten up by bigger fish. So a fish lay eggs in where? Water. Fish lay eggs in water. Now out of thousand, fish lay a thousand of eggs, and out of thousand of eggs, only few develop into baby fish. Only बहुत ही कम eggs develop हो पाते हैं और वो baby fish बनते हैं, because most of eggs eaten by bigger fish. जो बड़ी बड़ी मछलियाँ पानी में होती है वो ये अंडे खा जाते हैं. So a fish lay eggs in water, and out of thousand of eggs, only few develop into tiny baby fish. Why? Because most of eggs eaten up by bigger fish. Now the next is reptile. Now what is called reptile? Reptile is cold-blooded animals, और जो स्नेक, कॉकरोच जैसे रेंगने वाले जो एनिमल्स होते हैं इसको बोलते हैं रेप्टाइल्स, और उनकी जो ऊपर की जो स्किन होती है वो एक टाइम पर उतर जाती है. Reptiles like snakes, turtles, lizards, crocodiles lay their eggs on the ground. Now fish lay eggs in the water, but reptiles like snakes, turtles, lizards, and crocodile lay their eggs on the ground. The eggs get warmed. Warmth means गर्मी. अब egg को गर्मी कहाँ से मिलती है? From the heat of the sun. Once again, reptiles like snakes, turtles, lizard, crocodile lay their eggs on the water or ground? Ground, yes. And the eggs get warmed. Eggs को गर्मी कहाँ से मिलती है? The eggs get warmed from the heat of the sun. The eggshells are not very hard but soft and leathery. Eggshell कैसा होता है? Reptile का egg का structure कैसा होता है? Not very hard but soft and leathery. Most of these animals do not care for their eggs or babies or leave them to hatch and care for themselves. So these reptiles, most of reptiles, अपनी बेबी की या अपने एग की बिल्कुल भी वो केयर नहीं करते हैं. लाइक मैमल्स अपने अपने बेबी की केयर करते हैं, वैसे रेप्टाइल्स बिल्कुल भी केयर नहीं करते. और दे लीव देम टू हैच एंड केयर फॉर देमसेल्फ. वो अपने आप हैच होने के लिए और केयर होने के लिए छोड़ देते हैं. तो वो हैच कैसे होता है? वह उनको गर्मी कहाँ से मिलती है? फ्रॉम द हीट ऑफ द सन. मोस्ट ऑफ द एग्स आर इटन बाय अदर एनिमल्स सेम एज fish. Most of the fish eggs eaten by bigger fish, like the most of the reptiles egg eaten by other animals. Now here I have given some types of reptiles, so you can see that turtle, tortoise, lizard, crocodile. So this type of snake, there are this type of reptiles. Now the next topic is amphibians. Learn well, page number 126. Now what is called amphibians? The animal that can live both on land and water are called amphibians. What is called amphibians? The animal that live on land or water. These animals are called amphibians. So amphibians like frogs lay eggs. Amphibians like frogs lay eggs. They lay eggs in large clusters. Now what is the meaning of clusters? बहुत ही बड़ा ग्रुप में, समूह में वो एग्स देते हैं. कॉल्ड स्वाम्प्स. वो ग्रुप को क्या बोलते हैं? स्वैम्प्स. इन वाटर इट सेफ प्लेसेस. वाटर में फ्रॉग्स एग देते हैं बहुत ही बड़े ग्रुप में, बहुत ही बड़े झुंड में. एंड दैट ग्रुप, दैट क्लस्टर्स कॉल्ड swamps. They take care of their babies only for some time. Now amphibians like frog lay eggs in water in a safe place. They lay their eggs in large clusters called swamps. They take care of their babies only for some time. Fish take care of their babies only for some time. Reptiles do not take care of their eggs, and frog take care of their babies only for some times. A frog's eggs. You can see that dancing frog. It looks like nice, na? Okay. A frog's eggs hatch into tadpole. This is the very important line. A frog eggs hatch into tadpoles. This is a life cycle of frog. Now egg is there that the frog eggs hatch into, उस पर हैचिंग की प्रोसेस होके वो क्या बन जाता है, tadpoles. Tadpoles essentially means शुरू में look like very small fish and have no legs. So tadpole become a small, looks like very small fish with no legs. Gradually फिर धीरे धीरे their bodies changes, फिर उसकी body change होना शुरू होती है. The tails disappear, the legs grow out and they turned into little frogs. Once again, a frog's eggs hatch into what? Tadpoles. Now tadpole essentially look like what? Very small fish and have no legs. Tadpole में से develop होके frog look like very small fish and have no legs. Now gradually धीरे धीरे their body changes. The tail disappear. उसकी जो tails होती है वो disappear हो जाती है. And the legs grow out. उनके legs शुरू होते हैं आना. And they turn into little frogs. क्या बन जाता है वो? little frog बन जाता है. So here you can see the life cycle of frog. First you can see that eggs become newly hatched tadpole. We have learned that frog eggs become tadpole, newly hatched tadpole. And you can see the tail is there, but there are no legs. And newly hatched tadpole becomes tadpoles. Now tadpoles with legs and young frog, it becomes young frog, and young frog becomes adult frog. Abhi once again eggs become newly hatched tadpoles. Newly hatched tadpoles become थोड़े बड़े tadpoles. Now धीरे धीरे legs are coming out. So और क्या होता है कि पीछे की टेल होती है वो डिसअपियर हो जाती है. As you can see in the young frog, थोड़ी दिखाई देती है. And it becomes adult frog. This is the life cycle of frog. Now our next topic is insects on the page number 126. All insects develop from eggs. All insects develop from eggs. Some insects like grasshopper. As you can see that grasshopper आता है चला जाता है, आता है चला जाता है. See? Okay. So green color insect is called grasshoppers. And cockroach. So cockroach is also here. Pass through 3 stages in their life cycle. So insects like all insects, first of all insects develop from eggs. Now some insects like grasshopper and cockroach pass through 3 stages in their life cycle. So insects and grasshopper 3 stages pass करते हैं अपनी life cycle के. In these cases, the baby which comes out of an egg differs very little from the adult insect. First, baby जो egg से बाहर आता है वो बहुत ही अलग होता है किससे? एडल्ट इंसेक्ट से. इट इज कॉल्ड nymph. It is called nymph. Now what is called nymph? That the baby which come out of an egg differs very little from the adult insects is called nymph. Once again, insects like cockroach or grasshoppers, we are talking about the insects like cockroach and grasshoppers. They passes three stages of their life cycles. Now, first stage, the baby which come out of an egg differs very little from an adult insect. It is called nymph. Once again, what is called nymph? The baby which come out of an egg differs very little from the adult insect. The nymph sheds its skin. अभी कुछ प्रोसेस होने के बाद ये जो बेबी एग से बाहर आया उसको क्या बोलते हैं? nymph. Now the nymph sheds its skin. As you can see the picture. वो जो अपने स्किन की ऊपरी परत होती है वो निकाल देते हैं. This process by which insects shed their skin is called molting. Now what is called molting? That the insects shed their skin is called molting. After molting several times, a nymph becomes an adult. Here you can see the picture that how grasshoppers shed their skin. See, after this process several times, a nymph becomes an adult. So what is called molting? That insects shed their skin is called molting. And what is called nymph? The baby which come out of an egg differs very little from the adult insect is called nymph. Here you can see the life cycle of grasshopper on the page number 126. So we have learned that the insect like grasshopper and cockroach passes three stages of their life cycle. So here first egg became what? Nymph, and the process of several times molting means they shed their skin. It becomes adult. So egg becomes nymph or nymph becomes adult. There are three stages of their life cycles of grasshoppers and cockroach. Other insects like housefly, mosquito and butterfly pass through four stages in their life cycle. So insects like cockroach and grasshopper passes three stages of their life cycle. But other insects like housefly, here you can see the picture of housefly, it's flying, and mosquitoes, here mosquitoes, and the beautiful butterfly. So pass through four stages in their life cycle: egg, larva, pupa and adult. So these are four stages they passes through their life. The young ones which hatch out of the egg look quite different from the adult insect. Now, in the life cycle of butterfly, housefly and mosquitoes. First stage, the young ones which hatch out of the egg become larva. What is called larva? The young ones which hatch out of egg look quite different from the adult insect. We have learned about the nymph. That is totally different. The young ones which come out from the egg, that is called nymph. We have learned this nymph in the life cycle of grasshopper and cockroach. But here, the life cycle of housefly, mosquito and butterfly, they passes 4 stages. So the egg become young ones, and the young ones which is quite different, थोड़े से अलग है from the adult insects, it is called larva. The larva of a housefly is called maggot. That is very important. You can underline it. The larva of a housefly is called a maggot, and the larva of a butterfly is called a caterpillar. Once again, the larva of a housefly is called maggot, and the larva of a butterfly is called caterpillar. So here you can see the picture of larva of butterfly, that is called caterpillar. The larva of housefly is called maggot, and the larva of a butterfly is called caterpillar. Now 2 stages pass, that ant becomes larva. Now the larva feeds and grow rapidly, and after some time it stops feeding and cover itself in a cocoon. Now the larva अपने आप को feeds and grow rapidly again and again करते रहते हैं, and थोड़े समय के बाद it stops feeding and covers itself in cocoon. This stage is called the pupa. अपने आप को feed rapidly करने के बाद थोड़े समय के बाद it stops feeding, अपने आप को feed करना बंद कर देते हैं, grow होना बंद कर देते हैं, and एक कोकून में वो कवर हो जाते हैं. वो स्टेज को बोलते हैं pupa. Here you can see, एक कवर उसके ऊपर हो जाता है, that is called cocoon, and वो स्टेज को बोलते हैं pupa. Finally, the pupa burst out of its cocoon. वो लार्वा pupa बन जाता है और finally burst out of its cocoon, and the adult insect come out. Here you can see the cocoon of butterfly, and finally वो ये जो कवर है ऊपर का कोकून, पुपा का जो स्टेज उनका बन गया है, तब वो कोकून का ये कवर तोड़ के बाहर आ जाते हैं, and it becomes adult insect. Once again, the larva first egg में से new ones बाहर आया, it is called larva. Now the larva feeds and grows rapidly. After some time it stops feeding and covers itself in where? Cocoon. ये जो कवर हो जाता है उसके ऊपर, उसको बोलते हैं कोकून, और ये स्टेज को बोलते हैं pupa. Now the finally pupa burst out of its cocoon. अभी जो ये pupa बन गया है इंसेक्ट, वो कोकून तोड़ के बाहर आ जाता है, and the adult insects come out. Here you can see the life cycle of butterfly and housefly. So first butterfly. See, egg become larva. Here you can see the larva of caterpillar, then pupa. caterpillar एक कोकून में अपने आप को बंद कर लेता है, and this stage is called pupa. एंड pupa burst होके कोकून में से बाहर आ जाता है and it becomes adult butterfly. So there are 4 stages. Same as housefly. The egg becomes larva. This is the larva of a housefly. And the pupa वो अपने आप को एक कोकून में कवर कर लेता है. That is called pupa. And cover burst करके pupa बाहर आ जाता है and it becomes adult housefly. So this is the housefly life cycle of butterfly and housefly. They passes 4 stages. Egg became larva, larva become pupa, and pupa becomes adult. Now here we have completed the chapter. So this is the quick revision that what we have learned in this chapter. So first we have learned about the reproduction. The process of producing young ones of the own kind is called reproduction. Animals reproduced by 2, giving birth to young ones and laying eggs. Now the third ones we have learned about mammals. Animals which give birth to young ones directly are called mammals. So here are some examples. Cow, lion, horse, elephant, these are mammals. Human beings are also called mammals. Birds, snakes, lizards, frogs, fishes, insects reproduce by laying eggs. The eggs of animals have white thick liquid part is called what? Albumen. And the yellow part in the center is called the yolk. The growing embryo means the developing baby inside the egg. The growing embryo gets food from the yolk. And a frog eggs hatch into tadpole. A frog eggs hatch into what? Tadpole. And some insects like cockroach, grasshopper pass through 3 stages in their life. So we have just learned that cockroach and grasshopper passes 3 stages. Egg become nymph and nymph become adult. And the insects like housefly and butterfly pass through 4 stages in their life. Egg, larva, pupa and adult. So here children we have done the chapter and we have completed our science part also. We have done all 5 chapters. So student just go through the video and go through the PDF which is attached with video and read the lesson and learn well. And if you have any confusion, doubt, then feel free and call me. I am here for your help. So student, stay healthy and happy. Thank you.